So you have a couple of critical points here in these the last half of Luke chapter 5. Let's pick up verse 16. He withdrew himself into the wilderness and prayed. You're going to see that theme. We've talked about it before. We're going to see it again. Jesus knows that he can't do what he needs to do on his own. Even the greatest person to ever walk the earth is setting aside time to connect with Heavenly Father, to go out and commune with God in a wilderness apart from people. And his fame is spreading abroad. You've got a lot of people following him and bringing people to be healed and to be taught by him. And he's still, in the middle of all of that popularity and the height of this rush of people following him, he still finds time to connect meaningfully with God. And that's a beautiful principle. And verse 17, it says, it came to pass on a certain day as he was teaching that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by, which were come out of every town of Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem, and the power of the Lord was present to heal them. I wanted to point that verse out because sometimes when we speak of these stories in the New Testament, we lump certain groups all together and paint them all with a broad brush and slap a label on them. And the word Pharisee doesn't usually get translated by people in our culture today as, oh, these are good people. Usually that's a very negative label to put on somebody. And yet I love that Luke, the physician, is the one who's pointing out, no, there are actually a whole group of Pharisees and doctors of the law who are sitting by, and they're not questioning Jesus. They're not arguing with Jesus. They're listening to him, and they're coming from all the regions of Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem, and the power of the Lord was present to heal them. I like that because it reminds me to not be so quick to pass judgment on people because they might belong to a certain group or have certain characteristics that in the past I would say, oh, they're all the same. All the Pharisees aren't the same. All the doctors of the law aren't the same. To be sure, there's some terrible Pharisees that we're going to run into down the road and some scribes and lawyers, but not this group.